Hey, what's up everyone? Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be talking about the top 10 foods that help you gain weight for athletes, and we're going to start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab.
Reach your individual goals. You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become.
All right, so I know this isn't a typical topic that I talk about, but I did do a video probably about a year ago that was about just gaining weight for athletes, and I still get a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, a lot of people asking questions on that video, so I thought I would go ahead and make a video here that goes more into some specific foods to help you gain weight. And I know, this isn't something that we're typically talking about. Most people are like, how do I lose weight, right? How do I, cut off fat? How do I get rid of any additional weight? But I know for younger athletes, I had this issue as well. When you're 14, 15 years old, there's some guys, especially when you're playing football, that are just so much bigger. And so it's about how can I gain weight? How could I be that type of size? And a lot of it goes into nutrition. The thing that I love about nutrition overall is that it's pretty black and white, right? There's some degree of difference between, genetics and, one person might have a faster metabolism, slower metabolism, bigger bones, things like that. But at the end of the day, when it comes to calorie consumption and food consumption, you're able to get a lot of control of what your results are based off of what you're putting in your body. So if you're continually skinny, right, if you're continually trying to eat a lot and not really seeing the right results, it could be because of the foods that you're eating. And so we want to go into what foods are going to help you gain weight. And really, the big thing is going to be fat. So, and these are in no particular order, by the way. Like, this is not like, okay, this is the number one food you should be eating. They're all just like recommendations for what you can start to add to your diet to make it so you're putting on more weight. And more importantly, it's like, how can you put on the right type of weight, right? If you're a receiver, you're not trying to put on 20 pounds of fat and make it so you end up playing linebacker or something like that. You want to still play the same position, but it's about how can you put on muscle and size and be a bigger overall person, and these foods will help you do that. So first one's going to be avocado. I think, and like guacamole, things like that, that's a great source. Again, that's a fat, right? And when you eat, the fats are not what are going to make you fat. They really make it so you kind of slow down the process of how you're digesting your foods, and makes it so it's a little bit easier for your body to stay full and stay. It makes it easier for your body to actually digest more of the proteins and carbohydrates, actually. So same thing with the peanut butters or nuts or nut butter, almonds, things like that. Pistachios, those are another great source of fat that is going to allow you to, like when I'm going and I'm working and I have a lot going on, not able to eat, I just have bags of nuts that I'm always just constantly consuming, just because it makes it so you're not really hungry, and it's a great snack. It's super easy snack. You could have peanut butter with celery. There's a lot of great things you could have that could be really resourceful for you. And you do want to, it's not like this list is going to be mostly foods that are not carbs, right? Because obviously carbs are going to help you gain weight, but I think that's more of like the wrong type of weight. You do want to continue to eat carbs though, which are more of like the fruits and the vegetables, and like healthy rice, grains, things like that are going to be good to help you gain weight, but it's not like that's something that I think people are always eating, right? You don't want to have a bunch of pasta as an athlete and put on that type of weight, or a bunch of white rice, or things like that are not going to help you put on the weight to be a better athlete. That's going to help you put on the weight that's going to make it so, again, you slow down, not as athletic, your body's not working correctly, right? If you put in the right foods, now you're going to be able to really get a lot out of your workouts and your training and mental capacity when you're at school. Like, all that stuff is super important. And that's why matters a lot to me what I put into my body, because I have to have a lot of energy. I have to be very motivated. I have to be able to show up every day and put in a lot of hours. I can't be tired. I can't be sluggish. And if I eat bad foods or I don't drink good things, that makes it so I end up being sluggish and slow down and not have the energy to be able to really show up for you guys, show up for myself, and be able to help. Next thing is going to be Greek yogurt. This is another fat that is really good. There's a lot of yogurts out there that are not good for you. So Greek yogurt is a great source of, again, it helps with your digestion, and it's a really good, helpful food. Another one is eggs. There's so much that's good in eggs. It's protein. There's vitamins in the yolk. There's cholesterol in the yolk. There's a lot of things that will help you out there. I would say, there's some people that talk about how you should only have egg whites. I would say eat the whole yolk, especially if you're trying to gain weight, if you're a younger athlete. It's not, there are some bad things. There are some things that could be, over-consumed within the egg yolk. But at the end of the day, have the whole egg yolk, have the whole egg, and it really makes a big difference in being able to help you add weight overall. Another one, sweet potato. Again, this is something that, there's a lot of different types of potatoes, right? If you could eat the right type of food here, if you eat the right type of yogurt, if you eat the right type of potatoes, if you eat the right type of, meats and cheeses, cottage cheese is another one. That's another great way to be able to help you in gaining weight. And some of these foods might not be, the best tasting, right? It's not always about eating cake and ice cream and things that taste good, Reese's Pieces, all that type of stuff. Like, yeah, I get it. They taste good. It's hard to not like, but eventually I get to a point, like for myself, I've trained myself, like, when I see cake, like there's no part of me that wants to eat cake. I don't want to eat ice cream. I don't want to eat those things. It just doesn't seem good to me. It almost is like, because of how much I'm working towards, my goals with sprinting and being able to be strong and fast and be able to jump high, all those things. Like, I put too much time and energy and effort into my body and building my body up, that the things that will take me and make it so I take a step back are a lot less attractive overall. So, try to train yourself to, even though the foods might not always taste good, right? You could be creative to make it so they taste better, for one, and for two, you got to be able to make a bit of a sacrifice, right? This is not something that you're going to just always be easy, right? You have to kind of look for things that's like, what's going to be a little bit more difficult, but like I'll put myself through. The average person will put themselves through that. And, over a long period of time, I'll get better results. For instance, this YouTube channel, right? Not a lot of people are going to go and every single day try to get in front of the camera, help you guys out, put in the time, the energy, the effort to be able to help athletes be able to improve their performance, improve their bodies, make it so they have a better understanding of how to stay healthy, how to perform better. But, over a sustained period of time, by being able to do that, I'll be able to help more athletes and be able to actually build a great channel. Which I think we've been able to do so far. So same type of concept when it comes to eating better. If you can separate yourself, if you can be in the top 1%, then do it, right? Like, challenge yourself. Do something that makes you uncomfortable. If you don't like cottage cheese, then, how bad do you want to gain weight? Or get creative, right? So olives is another good one. I know I keep on going on these tangents here, but the point is we have to be able to understand the importance of nutrition in order to be able to gain weight. Next one is red meats, right? You got to be able to, and I get it, some people are going to be vegan here, so I don't want to overstep the boundaries there, but it is a great source of helping you improve your ability to gain muscle. It's a great source of iron. It helps you in really retaining a lot more overall size, and don't eat, when you say red meats, ground beef and ground turkey turkey's obviously not red meat, but ground beef is not great, right? You want to have more of like the actual pure steak and not grounded up beef. Next one, dark chocolate. That's something that I eat all the time. I have that with blueberries. Again, these fats here are something that you could easily eat with fruits, with vegetables, and it makes it so it's such a healthy snack for you and can help you in gaining weight. And that's the thing too, is like, eat more, right? Like, if you are 135 pounds, then you're eating like somebody that's 135 pounds, maybe 145 pounds and you have a fast metabolism, but you're not eating like somebody that is 185, 190, that type of weight. So if you want to be able to gain weight, I learned this myself. The reason I tell you this is because I went through that process where it was like, I started eating with linemen and realized, like, man, these guys eat so much more food than I do. Like, this is why they're 300 pounds. And so I started eating a lot, and now I have such a big appetite. I eat so much food, but I just try to eat really healthy foods so I don't gain a bunch of weight. Instead, it turns into muscle, makes it so I'm strong, makes it so I'm fast, makes it so I can jump. And so, again, you want to be able to consume more food, right? Like, if you are looking to gain weight, the fact of the reality is you got to eat more. So these foods here are going to be the healthy way for you to be able to gain weight and make it so, you're not putting on more weight or eating more of bad foods, okay? But you have to start eating more. Have more meals. At your meals, eat more. Like, actually get uncomfortable with how much food you're eating. When you're done, at the end of the day, you should almost be tired because of how much food you ate, or more so than from all the things that you did through the day. Okay, so if I was trying to gain weight, that's what I would do. I'd be eating so much. I've gotten up to 195, 200 pounds, and it's like I was eating 5-6 meals a day, big meals, and eating with Lyman, getting uncomfortable, and that's how I got up to 200 pounds, right? Now I sit around 180, 185. Last one is just eating like fish, salmon, tilapia, tuna. I have scallops all the time. They're high in protein. That's kind of an expensive thing, but point is, you know, eating that type of fish is a great, it has omegas in it, you know, another healthy part of, you know, being able to build all the things that you want within your body to make it so your body's sustainable, your body's healthy. Because you're not going to be able to put weight on if your body's unhealthy, if you're malnutritioned, if you're lacking certain vitamins, if you're not getting the right amount of training, if you're not hydrated, you know, your body's going to respond in a uncontrolled way if you don't take care of yourself correctly. So you want to take a good understanding of like, how could I, you know, be at my peak performance? What vitamins, you know, make sure you have, for men, you have to have plenty of magnesium, you know, you have to have iron, you have to have all the different vitamins. And so, you know, if you're deficient in one of those, it can make a difference on how well you're able to gain weight and how your digestive system works, and or how your whole overall system works. And if your system's not working correctly, it's harder to actually take control of what the results are going to be. So just something to take note of there. You know, there are a lot of like multivitamins that you could go to the grocery store and get, and they have a lot of the things that you need to be able to actually get to that level. But I like to do it the natural way. I have, you know, my greens in the morning. You know, I'm always eating fruits. I have healthy snacks. You know, I'd rather be natural than unnatural. But if you need to go to the grocery store and have the multivitamins and things like that, then by all means do it. And then I added a little bonus one as well, just like protein shakes and milk. I didn't think that would really constitute as foods. You know, milk, you drink it, so it's definitely not a food. But milk is important, right? And I know a lot of people have issues with lactose, and so if you're in that category, then, you know, get something that doesn't have as much lactose. But a lot of people that I know that are bigger guys drink a lot of milk. Okay, so you got to be able to drink milk. Protein shakes as well. That's a great way for you to be able to gain weight. Again, it's better to have more natural foods, but you know, I know a lot of you guys are at school, right? So you have to have some degree or some way of making it so you're just like not hungry all the time. So, you know, you want to be able to actually fulfill that hunger. And that's the point you want to get to, where it's like, if you eat breakfast like 2-3 hours later, you should be hungry. Okay, if you're not hungry after 2-3 hours, then you're just not eating very much. Okay, you're not eating enough. Gets back to that thing. So make sure you're eating plenty of meals a day. Have protein shakes, especially if you're 14, 15. Like, you got to be having something during the day to make it so you can sustain growth within your body. Your body always wants to be growing, always wants to be putting in muscle. And then when you're working out, you know, you got to add resistance. You got to work out hard. Like, you got to make it so your body is, you know, your muscles are tearing and they're growing. You know, you need everything to be happening in your body to be able to actually put on the muscle and the size that you're looking for, right? You can change the diet and make it so the diet's better, but if you're not pushing yourself in the weight room or not pushing yourself on the field or with your workouts, then you're still not going to be able to get that same size, that same muscle, that same tone that you're looking for. So, you know, with this, you should be getting more energy from eating more foods, good foods, so you should be able to push yourself harder in the weight room. Add more weight. Get uncomfortable with the weight. You know, make it so you go and max out, you know, 5 or 6 times in this off season to make it so you can really put yourself in a position to, you know, gain 15, 20 pounds. It's a possible thing for a lot of you guys. It's just going to take a, you know, different level of effort. We're starting off 2022. I think this is a great time to make a video like this. And in order to actually get the improvement that you're looking for, you gotta be able to step outside of your comfort zone. And I hope a lot of you guys can do that. I know you can do it, right? I hope that a lot of you will do it, because I know you have the strength and the power and the mental capacity to do it. We just sometimes need a little push. So if you guys want to reach out to me, talk to me. If you have any questions, would be happy to help you out any way that I can. I'm on this journey with you. every single day, you know, trying to control my weight, trying to control what goes in my body. I make mistakes too. I don't want to make it seem like I've never had cake or never get any type of urges. I have urges all the time to eat those types of things as well. I just have to manage it, and I've been able to manage it where now it's a lot easier for me. But I understand when that comes into play and some things that you could possibly do to be able to stay away from that. I know this is kind of a longer video than what I typically make already, so I don't want to go too much into all the tangents and all the different sidetracks and all that good stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. If it helped out, go ahead and click the thumbs up down below. That helps out a ton. Subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the things we have in the description in terms of programs and ways that we can help you out. Most of our programs come with nutrition, you know, so you can actually get some degree of guidance from a nutritional standpoint. I could probably do that better. I could probably expand off that more, but we do want to be able to help you out the best way we can within that nutrition. So as always, thanks for watching. And if you have any questions, leave those down below. We'll talk to you soon.